Today's video is sponsored by Policy Genius.
Well, it is, what day is it? Tuesday afternoon, and it has poured down the rain all day today. We had a bunch of snow melt. We got some flooding in the area. It's just an ugly, ugly day. Now, I just talked to Levi, and he was down at my sister's place, and he did not walk over to the pond, but he said he could hear it, and that is not a good sign. I am concerned that the standpipe got plugged up again, and the water is running over the dam, and that might not be good. I know it's not good. So we're gonna go check it out and just kind of see what's what. Oh boy, I'm 100 yards from the pond, and this is not good. Not good at all. Wow, wait till you see this. Well, the pond is filled to the brim and then some. It's running over the breastwork here, as you can see, down this little trail and into the stream. I'm pretty sure we're not going to lose the pond tonight. Like if this erosion channel right here was back here, I'd be a little bit more concerned, because once it gets pretty close to there, she's gone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we got a lot of rain today. Apparently, well, not apparently, obviously the standpipe got plugged up again. It's somewhere out in there, and it's probably, I don't know, the top of that standpipe's probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet below the water level right now, so it's plugged up. Yeah, we got quite a mess here. I should have fixed this summer, but I'll be honest, I've been kind of dragging my feet on this because the pond needs more than just like a new spillway or standpipe. It needs cleaned out again. You know, we get so much sediment when we get these heavy rains. You have all these hills and woods, and you get leaves, dirt, all types of stuff, fill it in, and the pond is not as deep as it once was. You almost need like a sed trap back in the back that you could kind of clean out on occasion before that stuff gets into the pond. But not much I can do about this tonight. Now, years ago, we had this same problem that you see right here, and I thought I was going to save the day, and it almost ended up doing me in. I'm definitely not doing that tonight. I'll tell you that story up in the building. Oh yeah, what a mess. The temperature is dropping out there. By tomorrow morning, we'll probably have all ice. I have no idea, but it is just a miserable day out. We're gonna get the fire cranking here, call her a day. All right, so here's the story and the lesson that I learned from that story. Several years ago, I can't remember how long ago actually, but we had a day with the same type of weather that we had here today. Tons of rain, about 35 degrees, a lot of wind, and the pond was in the same condition that you just saw it. The standpipe was plugged up. What had happened was there was so much debris that ran down the stream. It was all collected on top of the standpipe and not allowing any water to go down the standpipe. So I thought, I'm gonna save the day here, right? I had a canoe down there. So I get in the canoe, it's dark, it's after dark, I've got a headlamp on, got my phone in my pocket, and I paddle over there to where the standpipe is. And actually, I don't think the water was quite as high as it is today, but you could see all this debris on top of where the standpipe is. So I'm reaching over the side of the canoe, and I'm pulling this stuff out, and I'm just throwing it in the canoe, because you couldn't just throw it off in the water. It would just go right back over to the standpipe. So it's pretty cold. You know what I mean? It's like 35 degrees. I got a winter jacket on, boots, throwing this stuff in the canoe. All of a sudden, I pull the last little bit out, and I mean, it's on.
You know what I mean? That water's going down that standpipe. It's like a giant toilet flush. I mean, it's spinning around. So now I'm trying to get away from it. You know what I mean? I'm in the canoe and I'm paddling, and I get away from it, and the water is shooting out of that end of the standpipe out the discharge end, probably 15 feet straight out, you know, like this big around. Well, I get over to the bank, and I'm going to get out of the canoe, and I've been in a canoe 1,000 times, and I don't know what I did to this day, but I just kind of went to get out, and over I went right into the pond. Capsize, I'm in the pond. I couldn't touch where I was at, but I was real close to the bank. So I'm kind of half swimming, half crawling, and I get over to the bank, and I climb out of the pond, and I mean, I went completely under. My phone trashed, you know, it was in my pocket. I'm covered in mud, and like I said, it was about 35 degrees. And I'm like, man, I was so glad to get out of that pond. Well, my truck was parked over at my sister's house, and I didn't want to go get in the truck because I was just trashed, you know, covered in mud, soaking wet. I said, I'll just walk back up to the house. So I start up the hill here, and it's a long hill, you know, all uphill from the pond up here. And I get about halfway up, and I'm huffing and puffing, and I'm like, holy crap, I don't know what was going on. I didn't. It was like, I don't know if just because I was so cold, because at first I didn't even feel that cold. I think my anger, you know, kept me warm or something, because I didn't really feel cold for a while. I get about halfway up that hill, and I'm freezing. I'm shivering, kind of having trouble breathing. And I make it up to the house here, and I go to the door on the deck of the house, and I'm just knocking on the door. I'm like this, the door's locked, and I'm like, open up the basement. I'm yelling to Melissa to open up the garage because it was locked. And she's like, what? And I'm like, open up the basement. So I went in, got changed, got a hot bath, all that, and I was fine after that. But the lesson that I learned from that is that kind of thing's not worth getting killed over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have tried something silly there tonight. I don't think we're going to lose the pond. If we do, I've got equipment. I'll fix it. It needs redone anyway. So that's the new mic. Melissa calls it mic 2.0. Actually, I think we're up to mic version 9. Yeah, I think that's where we're at now. But she always jokes about that. Which mic is this? This mic is the one that realizes the older you get, the less fun it is trying to heal up from doing dumb things. So I try not to do dumb things anymore. It's just not a good idea. Tonight, I think the winds are going to die down. The rain is going to quit. And we'll probably go down there tomorrow morning, check that out, and see what kind of condition it's in. It's probably going to be about the same as it was this evening. We'll just have to see when we get down there. And like I said, this spring, summer, August is the time to do that. We need to drain that pond. Just drain it, dig it all out, clean all that sediment out, put a nice spillway in, and fix it up right. That's what we need to do. I should have tried something, you know, just a spillway this past summer. It would have worked. But like I said, it's just, it needs more than that. You know what I mean? And I like the idea of a spillway, especially in the woods like that. Something that you can get to maintain if need be. And something where all those leaves and debris can go right out of the pond. You know, I've seen the trash racks, all that stuff. And I think they work pretty well. But I'm telling you, we get trees basically in that pond. You know, huge limbs, all those leaves, they come floating in, falling off the trees. It's quite the mess. So we'll come up with a good plan. And this summer, that'll be one of the many things that we take care of. So it is 2024. The new year has arrived. And boy, that came quick, didn't it? You know what I like to do at the beginning of each year? I like to plan and prepare for the year ahead and beyond. You know, I like to plan projects, kind of figure out what we're going to be doing. I like to plan financially. I just like to get things in order at the beginning of the year, and then that way things seem to go well the rest of the year. Now, this time of year is a great time to be thinking about life insurance, especially if you have anyone at all relying on your income. Now is the perfect time to get that in place so you'll have peace of mind and know everything will be fine if something were to happen to you. Now, luckily, Policy Genius helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help talk you through it. Now, the decision for me to get life insurance, that was an easy one because, like I said, I have people that rely on my income, and it gives me peace of mind knowing that if something were to happen to me, they're going to be okay. Policy Genius technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find out your lowest price. Even if you have life insurance through your work, it may not be enough protection for your family's needs. And also, if you leave your job, chances are that policy is not going to go with you. With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. They're licensed and award-winning agents. They can help find a policy that best fits your needs, and they work for you, not the insurance companies. There's no incentive for them to pick one insurer over the other, so you can trust their guidance. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Save time and money and provide your family with a financial safety net using Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/outdoors with the Morgans or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save.
All right, it is first thing in the morning, and as you can tell, we've got a few hours before daylight. I got the fire stoked up a little bit ago, nice and toasty in here.
So when the sun comes up this morning and we can see a little bit, we'll hop in the side-by-side. We're going to run down to the pond and see how it held up overnight. I thought the rain was over last night around 5, but it rained for a couple more hours. Now today, I think it's going to get colder. I'm not sure. I haven't even checked, but I know it's really windy outside. It was windy as well yesterday. I think the pond will be all right, but we'll find out in a little bit. We'll just have to see. Now, next week, the weather looks great. It's calling for high temperatures in the low 20s, even the high teens. Looks like things will freeze up pretty well next week. And the plan there is to get all that wood out at the clearing, cut up, and down here to the wood yard and cut and split into firewood. So that's what we're going to try to do next week if it does freeze up like they say it's going to. Now, before it gets daylight, I have a completely unrelated story to share with you. Yesterday, I went down to the Ford dealer, Schultz Ford in Wexford, Pennsylvania. I had to get the oil changed in the Super Duty for the first time. So I went down there and I had seen this car before, but in the showroom, they have a Ford GT. Now, I'm not really a car guy. I mean, I can appreciate a nice car, but, you know, $550,000, I would much rather have like a big dozer or something. But this Ford GT, those things are incredible. It's a 2022, 660 horsepower, and I think it weighs in just a little over 3,000 pounds. Now, I believe, it's my understanding, 23 is the last year they're going to make the Ford GT, and they're not going to make very many of them at all. Now, this one, I don't know if I said, it's a 2022. The owner of the dealership, he bought it about 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and probably around $550,000 is what my guess is. Now, if you buy a Ford GT, you have to sign some agreement, and it's locked up tight that you can't sell it. I think it's for 2 years. So that car that he bought, he can sell, I think they said end of April if he wants to. He may keep it, I have no idea. And the reason they do that is people are buying them for $500,000, and 6 months later, they're selling them for $1 million. You know what I mean? So if you bought one, you had to keep it for 2 years. And now it's looking like the price of them, if you want one, probably close to $2 million, which is just unbelievable. But man, they are a very, very nice car. I didn't measure it or anything, but I swear the car, I don't even know if it came up to my waist. I mean, it is low to the ground. It's an amazing car. It really is. But anyway, right now I'm going to do some work on the computer, wait till it gets daylight. I am officially back in the groove this year. Towards the end of 23, I was kind of staying up later and waking up a little bit later, you know, sleeping into like 5:30 or even 6. But I've been getting up at like 4:30, 4:45 every day. I like morning time. I do. It's just, it's a nice time of day.
All right, it is now daylight. I'm not going to say the sun came up. I'm sure it did. You just can't see it. Haven't seen the sun in a few days. But we're going to ride down here to the pond and see if it's still there. I think it'll be fine. I do. But we'll have to see. Well, the pond is still here. And it is still flowing over the breastwork here. I think this little bit right here is kind of what saved it. Instead of all the water eroding down over that bank right there, part of it found its way this direction and around. Yeah. But you can see with these leaves and sticks, this is what I was talking about. This is the kind of stuff that would accumulate on top of the standpipe and plug it up. This wasn't here last night. Yeah, now it's trying to snow. We're gonna go back to the back of the pond there. There's something in there. I don't know what that was. We're gonna go back to the back and check something out. Yeah, back here somewhere, what I'm thinking, it'd be nice to put like a sediment trap back here in the very back, because I have kind of like a little road coming down in here from the last time I cleaned this section of the pond out. But if you'd go right back in there, dig a hole, line it, you know, with some riprap, where when you get those heavy rains and all that stuff, the sediment would accumulate in there and prevent it from going, you know, most of it over into the pond. I think that would be a big help. So I think what I'll do, we're going to try to get through the winter as is, and then this summer we'll drain the whole pond, clean it out, build a nice spillway, and sediment trap back here in the back. I think that's the ticket. But anyway, that's the story on the pond. I want to thank all of you for being here. Also want to thank Policy Genius for sponsoring today's video, and we'll catch you on the next one.